Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy today's video. Ghost saw his death coming and planned everything. As Power fans, there are those who believe that Ghost is still alive, but others keep saying that he is dead. I believe that the secret to real power is to never betray your intentions. Do you remember Tommy's point of view after Ghost was shot? Now if you look at where Tommy came to meet Ghost, there was no blood on the floor up to the point where the ambulance siren was coming closer, and Tommy had to leave. Even at that time, there was still no blood stain on the floor. Ghost was not in a pool of blood. But when you look at this from Tasha and Tariq's point of view, there was already a pool of blood. The two images were not production errors or anything. They saw it and they knew what they did. And they know there's a reason why they made these two images differently. If you want to have real power, you don't have to betray your intention. You have to make your enemies feel like they have won the battle. Tariq's point of view is seeing what he expects to see, that is his father in a pool of blood. From Tommy's point of view, there was no blood around even after he turned after he heard the ambulance was coming. Now the reason why Ghost blocked Tommy from shooting Tariq was that never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. If Tommy had shot Tariq, it would have been a different case. Tariq had to see what he wanted to see. So Ghost stopped Tommy from shooting because Ghost doesn't want to interrupt his enemy when he's making a mistake. Now how did Ghost see his death coming? Do we all remember how Tariq really left the penthouse open for Tommy to kill Joe Proctor? After Ghost learned that Tariq left the door open for Tommy, he held an empty gun on Tariq on his bed, told him why Kenan shot his son because he was disloyal to him. This is what Ghost said to Tariq. "You are no longer my son. Now you are my enemy. Keep thinking you are smarter than me. Don't ever try that mistake again, son." Now this statement alone is to tell you that Ghost has lived a certain life before that. If he sees someone living that kind of life, he knows exactly whatever is running through the person's mind. Now the second scenario was when Ghost put his hand on Tasha. Tariq was angry at Ghost and he was issuing threats to his father. Ghost got up and listened to what he said. "Watch your tone with me," and Tariq said, "Put your hand on Ma one more time. I swear to God, I'll kill you myself." As Tariq was walking away, Ghost clearly said, "You cannot talk to your father that way." Now listen to what he said. He said, "Don't get it twisted. You might have given me life. But you were never my fucking father." Then he walked away from Ghost. That was the last scene of that episode. And you saw the reaction on Ghost's face and he punched the wall, and that was the end of that episode. Ghost had a lot of enemies and he got to a point where he realized everybody wants to come after him. Knowing Ghost as a smart guy and a guy who grew up the tough way in the world of power, this realization must have made him prepare for his enemy's attack. One of the 48 laws of power Ghost was to have control over his enemies. Now, under emotions are counterproductive. You must always take an objective, but if you can make your enemies angry, you can gain an advantage over them, make them lose control of their emotions, then you can easily take advantage of them because they are not in control of how they feel. This is how Ghost handles all his enemies, including Tariq. He started with Tate, he provoked Dre. He provoked Tommy, he provoked Tariq. He even provoked Tasha. So knowing his enemies, he has decided to stay calm to catch that one fish that will come after him. The technique worked for Ghost. Another scene where Ghost saw all this coming was when Tariq went to Ghost in his hotel to talk about turning himself in. Tariq demanded that Ghost confesses everything he has done. Starting from the killing Breeze. Tariq was talking to Ghost without looking at his father's face. Ghost had to force Tariq to look at him by grabbing him and saying, "Look into my face." Now, why would Ghost even want Tariq to look into his face? If you're talking to someone and the person decides not to look into your face, it means that the person is thinking otherwise, or the person is planning something he wants to do to you. And we all know Ghost has been on the street from his childhood enough to know very well that a child who is behaving this way is likely to do this and that. So I believe that Ghost saw all this coming. And he started building up his plan. I believe the writers of Power have left a lot of secret pieces of information in most of the episodes we have seen. Now let's move attention to where Ghost and Ramona both agreed to meet each other at the hotel and talk. If you pay attention to this scene, after Ghost kissed Ramona, she turned back the way she came from. Under normal circumstances, Ghost would have at least spent 5 seconds staring at her while she walked away. But Ghost then immediately turns to look to his left and saw something strange. That was probably the place where Tariq had hidden his gun. That was where Ghost was standing. The next scene was where Sax was drunk walking towards Truth. Mind you, Ghost used to hide guns in secret places around town just in case of emergency, so it would not be out of place for him to suspect someone hiding a gun at Truth. After that point, we never saw any point of view of Ghost of what he did before turning off the lights until he went to stand at where he was standing in expectant of someone coming in. Because if you look at how he was in turning off the light, he was like as if he was saying goodbye, as if he knew that this was the last time he entered his office. Someone could argue that he was going to on government the following morning and he was not going to have time to come into his office. But no, that was his office and Ghost could come there at any time. And I don't think Ghost would have abandoned Truth simply because of his government's position. Remember when Tommy asked Tariq to help him stop Dre from killing Ghost and he refused? I believe that he sent a text message to Ghost before following up to Truth. So I believe, in my opinion, Ghost had a tip of Dre coming to Truth, so he prepared himself and was waiting patiently for a person. At the scene where Tasha described Ghost activities to Tariq, she said, "He will turn off the lights and go downstairs and then take the elevator down to his car and she will be waiting for him in his car." This alone should tell you that Ghost has a routine. But that particular day, after turning off the light, he went up there and waited patiently for someone. That is why I believe Ghost had a tip from Tommy that Dre was coming to Truth to kill him. That is also why when Tommy got to Truth and found Ghost on the floor, he said something. "I tried to be here on time." Why was he telling Ghost he tried to be there on time? That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Support is much appreciated and will result in even more stuff being made available. More information can be found in the description. Please join the family by subscribing and pressing the notification bell to be notified whenever I post.